that time of that journey, I always sent for my mother to come and visit me for Mother's Day. This particular Mother's Day, I went to the airport to pick her up, and I was waiting for her to come out because she always was the last person to get off the flight. And I said, Muddy, we always call my mother Muddy. I said, were those the flight attendants on the flight? She said, yeah. I said, they don't look like what I see on TV. I said, couldn't be. She said, that's them. I said, if they flight attendants, I can be a flight attendant. And my mom was my mother, but she was my best friend because I could talk to my mother about any and everything, and she never judged me. She always corrected me. And we talked about it a lot while she was here about me becoming a flight attendant. She said, well, baby, if that's what you want to do, she said, you go for it. So in the process of talking with her, I went through the yellow pages and I wrote every major airline that was in the yellow pages. Now, that wasn't no 1 month process. This was a process over months because you have to remember that during this time, I became a flight attendant in 1970. We were just coming out of segregation. And they were very picky about who they hired to represent my almighty race. Some airlines wanted that fair-skinned, high-yellow black girls. Some of us wanted us jagged black. I said, well, heck, I'm caught in the middle because I don't fit that demeanor. So I interviewed with many airlines. Some of them interviewed you on the telephone. Well, what height are you? What weight? Oh, no, we can't use you. Call us back when you at such and such weight. I said, okay. Oh, no, you too short. You too this. I said, okay. I never got discouraged because it goes back to what I said. You got to dig within, stay focused, and go for it. So I went on interviews at 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock, whenever time they came. I went. My last interview was with Eastern Airlines. One Saturday morning, I got dressed in my little cute little black dress, and the lady was very nice, very warm, and I interviewed very well. She was very taken with me. She said, I'm gonna give you an aptitude test. I said, okay. I took the test. She said, just sit here and I'll get back with you. She graded me. She said, okay. She said, Miss Hill, I want you to come back and interview again with Martha Branch. Never forgot her. She's at the O'Hara branch, office, and da-da-da-da. She said, I want you to wear exactly what you have on, be exactly who you are. But the funny thing about the whole interview, she looked at my nails, flip your hands over, get up and walk. I thought I was getting ready to be a model, but that's just how they did it. I said, okay, fine. So I went out for the interview with Martha, and she hired me. And she said, well, you'll go to Miami for 5 weeks. We'll fly you down, take care of your room and board. She said, but because of the way we're situated, you may not come back to Chicago. You may have to go to New York. I said, New York, okay, fine with me. I'm into being a flight attendant. Send me wherever you want to send me. I said, okay. So I pack up, and I had a roommate at the time, and we split, and I sold what little things I had and went off into the wild bleed yonder to Miami. Now, you're talking about a growing up process. This is the first time that Afro-Americans, Italian-Americans, Jewish Americans, and European Americans are together under one roof and atmosphere. You're talking about a growing up process. You had to be 19 getting ready to become 20, I believe, when you came with the airlines. We went to school for 5 weeks. To me, being with the airlines was like being in a finishing school because they taught you how to sit, the proper way to light a cigarette, the proper way to blow the cigarette match out, the proper wines to drink with this meal, the proper liqueur to have with your after dinner drink, and so on, how to set a table, how to stand. But you learned the basics too of every major aircraft that they had, the capacity of flight, the thrust, everything. But what was the amazing thing is we had to learn how to get along with each other.
Yeah, I imagine that was probably pretty hard.
That was difficult for people who were not used to dealing with people. Everybody was on pins and needles because we were coming out of segregation, because everybody went to black college, went to white schools. I felt I was the peace man because I liked everybody. You know, I wasn't caught up. And then I had and they mixed us in. None of us had black roommates. You know, we were mixed in with each other. But I was okay with it because I got along with everybody. I just wanted to get through the 5 weeks and get out of here. But what was the amazing thing, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the thing was, you had weight check. I couldn't weigh over 119 pounds. The whole thing about them 5 weeks was they got rid of their weakest link. If your birth certificate was not correct, boom, you going home. If your weight was over, boom, you going home. Well, girlfriend loved to eat. Girlfriend got to 120 pounds. Final week, I said, oh, Lord, what we going to do? I couldn't go home. I had to be a flight attendant, not the last week.
So what'd you do?
Baby, I drank that citrus magnesium, and I walked, and I fasted. Because I knew Monday morning we had to get on the scale. And boom, I was at 119 because I was on graduate. I didn't care if I didn't eat for 3 days. I'm getting ready to graduate because I want to fail you, not over some food. And I had to grade. I was 1 point from being the valedictorian of my class. But I was voted Miss Tiffany.
Miss Tiffany.
Yeah, for most personality. Because I got along. I was, it come back to making something work. It was my dream. This was not a dream that was going to get deferred over attitude and over weight. I had a mission. And plus, my parents was so proud that they had a daughter that was getting ready to be a flight attendant. Do you think I was going to give that up over some food and attitude? I love my parents too much to do that. So I made it through. Became a flight attendant for 6 years. Loved it. I tell anybody, the best thing you can do, get your degree, get your skills, then go to the air because it is the best thing you can do to broaden your horizon.